So the compact flagship phones are almost non-existent in the likes of Android marketplace, and only brands like Asus and Samsung were interested in serving the users who want a good device that still fits in the pockets easily. And I've used a Pixel 4a in past, which had a great form factor. And now I think it's time to share my long-term review of this Galaxy S23 after using this device for almost a year now. And you can get this device for almost like 45,000 rupees now. So is this a compact flagship that you should buy in 2024? I'll answer all your questions in this video. But before we start, make sure you press that subscribe button for more videos like this one, as it will really help the channel out. Now I'll talk about 5 main things to look out before you buy this device. First one, build quality and hardware. Second, software and updates. Third, camera. Fourth, performance and battery. And fifth, the cons and conclusion. Starting off with the build quality, and here I feel like this is a solidly built device that is compact enough to be used with one hand, and you can reach the entire display easily with one hand only. But the frame here is very weak, and I would definitely recommend a transparent protector from Gadget Shields or even a skin on this one, because even with the case, my device has some serious dents and scratches, and this is a condition after taking utmost care of my device. And definitely, I would not recommend using this one without a case or a skin, if you want a really good resale value, which probably I won't be getting. And also I'm using this matte screen protector from Gadget Shields too, and applying it was as easy as 1 to 3, and you get everything in the package. But do note it is a film type protector and some bubbles might come, which you can remove easily. And I'll leave a link to buy all these just below the like button so you can check them out. The back glass is also matte in finish, so less fingerprints than usual, which is good too. The camera layout is something you may or may not like, as Samsung is using the same design for their budget phones as well as flagships, which is a little odd, and I think they should keep the design of flagship a bit different, as people pay extra for this and they expect the phone to look different from the lot. Though I don't have any issues with the arrangement of camera, I'll come back to the camera quality in just a second. The bezels on this display are also minimal, and I really like the fact that the punch hole is quite small, something you will stop noticing after a day of usage. And the display here is plenty bright to be used daylight or indoors. And overall I really like the display. It is quite crisp, has good viewing angles, and it is quite responsive too. Though this is not an LTPO display, but normal 120Hz one. And the display supports HDR here, so you can play videos on YouTube, but unfortunately Netflix does not support that. Lastly, the dual stereo speakers are decently loud, if not the best for a device of this size, and I think the bass here could have been a little better. By the way, I have this 8 plus 256GB variant, and I would recommend this over the 128GB one if you take a lot of pictures and plan to use this device for the next 3 to 4 years. Also, I'll leave a link to buy the device in the description area so you can help the channel out. Now talking about the software and updates first, and this device runs on OneUI 6 based on Android 14. But usually this device gets monthly updates faster than a Pixel even, which is crazy. And you may or may not like this skin, but it is loaded with useful features. And if you are in the Samsung ecosystem, this will complement your device as well, as it has tight integration. Though I am a stock Android fan, but I like the features here and the ease of use that OneUI provides. From tons of modes in camera to customize everything with good lock, it has everything. Plus the silent auto call recording is also there, which you will not find on any other device, as every OEM had to switch to Google Dialer. Overall, this phone has to get 4 major Android updates, and you are covered till Android 17, and 5 years of security patches, which thanks to Samsung and Google is not the industry best. But I like the fact that Samsung has stepped up with timely updates on almost all of their devices. And if you are fine with how OneUI looks and feels, you will be glad using it in your day-to-day life. Also, the battery life here, if you don't play any games, is quite decent for a battery of this size. I did not expect it to last at least 5 to 6 hours on 5G, and it has definitely reduced after this OneUI 6 update. And sadly, Samsung has not fixed it. The device had a really great battery life before with OneUI 5, which is now average. But the device is able to hold up fine for a light day of usage, and I would say stay on Android 13 for the best results, as it takes around 1 hour 20 minutes to fully charge, and I am really annoyed by that. So if battery life is your priority, then I would not recommend this device to you. Talking about the camera aspect now, and there are like 4 cameras in total, 3 on the back and 1 on the front, and the megapixel counts are something I'll not focus on, And honestly, I really love the output that I get from the camera on this device, be it from any sensor, front or back. And what I really mean here, you can see in the sample images on your screen. They look really aesthetic out of the box and ready to be shared on the social media. But if you don't like this look, then you can turn off Samsung optimization in the camera settings. Overall, it can take some really great images that have ample amount of details, be it in daylight or at night. The images taken in daylight have good amount of details and good dynamic range, and the HDR does not blow off subjects. Similarly, for the shots taken from the ultra wide angle camera, they look equally good as well, as Samsung has used some really good sensors and optimized the camera well. Something similar is the case with the telephoto camera, which can be useful if you have to go close to any subject. And there is also 2x and 3x in portrait mode. You can take some really decent portrait shots with this one, and you can see the edge detection is pretty accurate too, and the images look sharp. Similarly, the shots taken at night time or in low light look pretty good too, and here are some samples on your screen. The front facing camera can also take some good selfies that have ample detail, and the skin tones are pretty natural too. I think the resolution could have been a bit more on this device, but overall the images look decent and you can see the same on your screen. Overall, I feel that the camera in such a compact device is really surprising, and it can take some good shots and is consistent. Even the video quality here is good, and you can see you have all the modes, and here is a sample on your screen. Let's talk about the performance now, and this device runs on Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 platform for Galaxy, and this is a really well optimized SoC, which is right second best in top of Android world. It is still not comparable to Apple Silicon, but you can use this device for anything and everything, and you can play games like BGMI or Genshin Impact easily with this one, and you can have like 10 to 20 apps open in the background. The device will handle everything you throw at it in terms of performance, but I would still not take it as a premium gaming device because it does not have anything fancy like a big vapor chamber or a big battery to help you in playing those games for a longer time. But if you have to use it for occasional gaming and heavy multitasking, you will do just fine with it. Now talking about the cons in the first year of usage, and that would be the charging time and charging speed, which is still very slow for a device in 2024. It charges this device at 25 watts max with the Samsung PD charger, and you have to spend extra 1000 rupees for that. Also, I don't like the fact that it takes 1 hour 20 minutes to fully charge, though the speed is fine for a quick top up, but I think the charging speeds could have been better. Secondly, as I said, the frame here is a bit weak and soft, and you'll have to take care of it. Thirdly, these camera rings pick up the dust quite quickly. I don't like that. And apart from all this, the call quality here is fine. It has enough 5G bands, and the performance on 5G is good too. And even the Wi-Fi reception is good. And lastly, you may not like OneUI as a skin because it is far from stock Android. So if you are a fan of stock Android and quick updates, then you should go with Pixel 8 or 7 or even the Nothing phone. Anyways, to sum it up, if you need a compact flagship in 2024 that has some good cameras out of the box, gets timely updates, and if you want to go into the Samsung ecosystem, which is quite promising, and you are not someone who has to do continuous gaming on this device, then I think you will be really happy with this one. And I think you should go with the bigger variant if you have to use it for the longer term. And this was my long-term impression of the Samsung Galaxy S23. So if you do end up liking this video, make sure to press that like button and subscribe button next to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.